Welcome to biology class, children. Today we are going to discuss structure of chloroplast. In our previous classes we have discussed so many activities and chapter 1 topics. Now we are going to draw the structure of chloroplast. What do you know about chloroplast? Chloroplast is an organelle. Organelle means what do you know about organelle? Organelle means microscopic or tiny structure which can be seen under an electronic microscope only is called organelle. Today we are going to discuss the structure of chloroplast. Chloroplast. Where do we observe chloroplast? Chloroplast we can see only in case of plant cells. It can be absent in case of animal cell. Chloroplast can be seen in plant cell only, but not in a animal cell. What it indicates? It indicates that the chloroplast organelle permitted to plant cells only, not to the animal cells. Why does the most of plant leaves are green in color? Because of the presence of chloroplast. But in case of humans, there is no chance to see any colors like green color. Why? What the reason? Because of the lack of chloroplast. Okay. So we are going to discuss the structure of chloroplast. If we observe the plant cells under the electronic microscope, there is a chance to see chloroplasts. Okay, these chloroplasts are green in color. Let us try to draw the structure of chloroplast. Chloroplast is a membranous organelle. Membranous means it has membranes around itself. How many membranes? 3 membranes. Chloroplast is a membranous organelle. Membranous means layers are there. How many layers are there? 3 layers are there. Now we are going to draw the structure of chloroplast. Let us try to draw the diagram along with me. You also draw the diagram. So this is outer membrane. Next, this is middle membrane. Why we are mentioning middle membrane? 3 membranes are there in it. This is outer membrane. Now I am going to write outer membrane. Okay. Next, this is middle membrane. This middle membrane is also called as stroma. What it is called? Stroma. This is outer membrane. This middle one is called stroma. This stroma contains some enzymes in it. These enzymes are responsible for the photosynthesis process. Okay. Next, I am going to draw the inner membrane. This part is called inner membrane. This inner membrane contains lot of substances in it. This inner membrane contains lot of substances in it. You also draw the diagram along with me. Okay, next. Next, here we are able to identify a loop of DNA. This part is loop of DNA. Loop of DNA. Next, here we can see starch grains also. Starch grains. Loop of DNA. This one is loop of DNA. This is starch grain. Next, some smaller bubble-like structures we can see. These are called as lipid globules. What these are? Lipid globules. These are called as lipid globules. This is the structure of chloroplast. If you observe the chloroplast under the electronic microscope, it has how many membranes? 3 membranes around itself. First one is outer membrane. Next, middle membrane. This middle membrane is called stroma. Okay. Next, this part is inner membrane. Next, in this inner membrane, there is a chance to see some coin-like structures. These coin-like structures are called thylakoids. Coin-like structures are called thylakoids. Okay, so many thylakoids are arranged on one another. These total thylakoids are called granum. What they call granum. Okay, so outer membrane. Next, middle one is called stroma. Next, inner membrane contains some stacked coin-like structures. All these stacked coin-like structures are called as granum. Individual coin is called as thylakoid. Next, some starch grains are presented. Starch. Okay. Next, loop of DNA. Loop of DNA is also there in the structure of chloroplast. Okay. What is the use of this chloroplast? Chloroplast is useful to give a color. Which color? Green color to the plant leaves. In order to give green color to the plant leaves, chloroplast contains a pigment. That pigment is called chlorophyll. Chloroplast contains a pigment. That pigment is called chlorophyll. This chlorophyll is again divided into how many types? Two types. Chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B. Chlorophyll divided into how many types? Two types. Chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B. Okay. These both are useful to give green color to the plant leaves. Let us discuss about chlorophyll A. This chlorophyll A is in blue-green color. It is in blue-green color. Next, chlorophyll B. It is a yellow-green in color. Yellow-green in color. Yellow-green in color. So chlorophyll divided into how many types? Two types. What they are? First one is chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B. Chlorophyll A is in which color? Blue-green in color. Chlorophyll B is in which color? Yellow-green in color. Two types of chlorophylls we can see in case of plant leaves. Okay. So these chlorophyll are useful to give green color to the plant leaves. Next, if you observe the stroma, this stroma already we call middle membrane. Middle membrane contains a fluid-like material that is called stroma. This stroma contains enzymes in it. Enzymes which are useful for the photosynthesis. And this stroma is useful for the enzymatic reactions. Because of the presence of enzymes, this stroma is responsible for the enzymatic reactions. And this stroma is useful to convert glucose into starch. What do you know about starch? Starch is a food material which can be found in plant leaves. Okay. So this stroma is responsible for enzymatic reactions and it converts glucose into starch. Whenever the glucose is converted into starch, then what will happen? Food material will be formed in the plant bodies. Okay. Next one. Inside of that stroma, the inner layer contains some stacked coin-like structures. These stacked coin-like structures are together called granum. Individual coins are called thylakoids. For example, let us see, this is one individual coin. This coin is called thylakoid. This coin is called thylakoid. Next, if number of thylakoids are joined together, then it is called what it is called? It is called granum. It is called granum. Did you understand? Here in case of inner membrane of chloroplast, there is a chance to see some stacked coin-like structures. Each individual coin is called thylakoid. Next, all the coins that are arranged one to another called granum. Okay, if you observe the granum, there is a chance to see photosynthetic pigments. Photosynthetic pigments are useful to capture the sunlight. Okay, during the photosynthesis process, what will happen? Sunlight will be captured. Then food materials will be prepared. So, in order to capture the food material, capture the sunlight, there is a chance to see photosynthetic pigments in the granum of chloroplast. How many photosynthetic pigments are there? Around 250 to 400 photosynthetic pigments can be seen in the granum area. How many photosynthetic pigments can be seen? Around 250 to 400 photosynthetic pigments can be seen in the granum of chloroplast. What is the use of these photosynthetic pigments? These photosynthetic pigments that are joined together forms a light harvesting complex. Light harvesting means this complex is usable to capture the sunlight. That complex is called a light harvesting complex. Around 250 to 400 what they are 250 to 400 photosynthetic pigments joined together forms a light harvesting complex which can capture the sunlight. As a result of this, what will happen? Whenever the chloroplast capture the sunlight, what will happen? Chloroplast capture the sunlight, then photosynthesis will be completed. Okay. So in this reaction, chlorophyll is also responsible. Chlorophyll is also responsible for the process of photosynthesis. Let us see. Chlorophyll. It is one of the pigment. Pigment means a colored agent which can be seen in plant leaves. Chlorophyll is a pigment. Which pigment? Which colored pigment? Green colored pigment. This, if we observe the structure of chlorophyll, it contains one atom of Mg. Mg means, what do you know about it? Mg means it's a symbol of magnesium. Okay, so if you observe the chlorophyll, it contains one atom of magnesium in it. With the help of this chlorophyll and light harvesting complex present in the granum, what will happen? Photosynthesis will be carried out. During the process of photosynthesis, there is a chance to see mainly three changes. What they are? First one is light energy will be converted into chemical energy. What is the first one? Light energy will be converted into chemical energy. Next, splitting of water molecules we can see. Splitting means a breakdown of water molecules. Next, what is the another one? Reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrate. These three changes we can see during the process of photosynthesis. During the process of photosynthesis, how many changes we can see? Mainly three changes we can see. First one, what is the first one? Light energy will be converted into chemical energy. Next one, splitting of water molecule. Next, third one, reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrate. These three changes we can see during the process of photosynthesis. Let us see, children. In the mechanism of photosynthesis, light dependent reaction we are discussing. In the step 1 of light dependent reaction, what will happen? Chlorophyll can be activated by taking photons. Photons means the smallest energy form. It is the smallest energy form. Okay. So by taking photons, chlorophyll can be activated. In step 2, what will happen? Photolysis we can see. Photolysis means light, lysis means rupture. By using sunlight, water molecule can be splitted into H++ and OH- ions. Splitting of water molecule. Okay, here the formed OH- ions. In the step 3, what will happen? OH- ions forms H2O and oxygen. H2O means water. Oxygen can be entered into the atmosphere. H2O can be utilized by the plant for its growth. Next, along with this H2O and oxygen, there is a chance to see assimilatory powers like ATP, NADPH. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. NADPH means nicotinamide adenosine dinucleotide hydrogen phosphate. Okay, these two are can be found as assimilatory powers during this light dependent reaction. Next, what about these H+ ions? H+ ions of step 2 of photochemical phase or photochemical reaction directly enters into biosynthetic phase. In this biosynthetic phase, what will happen? H+ ions of this step 2 combined with NADP+, and forms a substance that is called NADPH. This NADPH again combined with carbon dioxide. By taking carbon dioxide, it forms glucose. It reduces carbon dioxide into glucose. This glucose can be converted into starch. The formation of starch takes several steps. During these steps, it uses RUBP. RUBP means it forms several intermediates like RUBP. RUBP means ribulose 1,5 bisphosphate. Okay, one more time I am going to explain you the mechanism of photosynthesis. Mechanism of photosynthesis mainly takes two steps. Step 1 is photochemical phase. Step 2 is biochemical phase. Photochemical phase are light dependent reactions. These reactions are only carried out in the granum. What in about granum? In the chloroplast we observed some coin-like structures. These coin-like structures we need to call as granum. In the granum there is a chance to see photochemical phases or light dependent reactions. These light dependent reactions can be carried out by the three steps. Step 1. In step 1 what will happen? Chlorophyll can be activated, which can be seen in a chloroplast by taking photons. What in about photons? The smallest energy form. Next, in step 2 what will happen? H2O molecule will be broken down into H++ and OH- ions. H++ and OH- ions broken down is called as photolysis. Who discovered this reaction? Robert Hill discovered this reaction. That is why this reaction was named as King's reaction. Next, here the formed OH- ions. OH- means hydroxyl ions. Forms a water molecule and oxygen molecules. This water molecule can be utilized with the plant for its growth. Oxygen molecule can be entered into the atmosphere. Next, along with these water and oxygen molecules, there is a chance to see the formation of ATP and NADPH as assimilatory pumps. ATP, adenosine triphosphate, already I told you. NADPH, nicotinamide, adenosine dinucleotide hydrogen phosphate. Okay, so light dependent reaction is completed. Now we are going to discuss biosynthetic phase or light independent reaction. In case of biosynthetic phase, the H+ ions or structure of light dependent reaction directly combined with NADP plus and forms NADPH. This NADPH reduces carbon dioxide into glucose. This glucose can be converted into starch. In order to form the starch from glucose, several steps are there. In these steps, some intermediates can be formed like RUBP. RUBP means ribulose 1,5 bisphosphate. Okay, these intermediates can be formed during the process of photosynthesis mechanism. Okay, children, thank you.